My Little Pirates, Chopper's Adventures in Equestria, Set Adrift, Chopper struggles in Twilight's increase. Boom, 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 boom.
He was cold, so cold that it stung. Chopper stared upwards, a pale moon looming over him, twisted the branches above into dark shadows. He twisted an arm, but he started to send him into darkness. It was still night when he regained consciousness and still cold. He smelled burnt fur and scorched flesh assaulted his nose. He has to glance back at his arm and watched the bits of fur flake off like ash. Unconsciousness took it again. The sound of something hitting the ground awoke him. There was a gasp, more of the same thing rebounding against the dirt, and a sharp tug. Darkness began to take Chopper again, but just before he fell into oblivion, a slight warmth replaced the cold. It was twilight. She had saw that the three dragons were attacking poor little Chopper. Twilight lost her temper. She flew over to Garble, punched him in the nads hard, was causing him to cry tears, and then she looked at Garble's other two friends. Using her magic, she lifted the both of them up, slammed them against each other, and then threw them across the country and into a wall. Garble got back up, trying to talk about the superiority of the dragon ways. Twilight punched him in the nads again. Only this time she used a speed modification spell to increase her punches to 300 in 1 second. Garble no longer has balls. Twilight did grab Garble by the horns, broke him off, rammed him into Garble's arms, spun him around like a top, and then threw him into a wall. And this is what happens when you write Garble into your stories. Raccoon, dog, shorts. There's a series of coughs, horns. Oh, this is already making me feel better. When Seer slowly returned, Chopper opened his eyes. Wooden walls filled to the brim with miniature houses and hovels stood into place of trees. Moving his eyes down, he saw his body rested on a plush white bed that blended in with the bandages covering most of his body. Oh look, my roommate is up. I wish I knew who was talking. The voice sent goosebumps up Chopper's arms. He looked at the direction and was met with a large, shimmering pink bubble. Two sickly eyes stared back at him from within the spear, sucking deeply into the sockets of a serpentine creature, with various animal limbs sticking out from them, and two distinctly different horns stabbing out of his head. The only uniform part of this bizarre thing was the sweat soaking his pale body. Discard be nice, said a new voice. Oh, great. Discord's in this fic. What fic? You're going to have Chopper one-shot him too? Are you going to have Discord just be a complete lame idiot too? Are you just going to write Discord horribly out of character and just have him go, ooh, I'm going to fight Chopper hand to hand, yeah! Like some sort of big twit? Well, that fight really did do a number on you, didn't it? Yeah, I'm not trusting him to write a sensible Discord now. That's how bad that fight was. I am not trusting this story to give me a good Discord. Chopper's attention went over to the left side of the room. Hovering in the air was a winged horse, the same complexity as the cooling yellow walls of the house. Pink mane swayed back and forth, moving along to the small flaps of her wings. A platter rested in her hose with two steaming bowls of what looked like soup. A glass with some hot liquid in it, a cup filled with a milkshake-like texture. Discord extended a bare claw while the Pegasus, it's a lion's paw, slid one of the bowls, and the glass through the thick tube, then ran to the center of the bubble. The two items pressed against the shimmering membrane for a brief moment, and then popped out on the other side. Discord took them, sighed, placed a quivering spoonful of soup into his elongated snout. The spoon slurped into his mouth like it was made of water, while the soup splashed on Discord's yellow coat. Oh dear, the Pegasus muttered. Maybe a straw would be better? Oh, no, hold on a moment, Discord said, waving his paw. Raised up an eagle claw, furrowed his brow, while bringing two Italians together. With a cough, he managed to snap them, and a hilariously long black and white striped straw appeared over his suit, looping and curling in all directions, spiraling around Discord's head and arms, and eventually ending near his mouth. He nudged the snout forward to clasp the straw, but his eyes suddenly appeared on end and split apart and bit him in the lip. While Scally stepped his fingers again, dispersing the snake-like straw into a puff of smoke. With a flaming cough, it fell back onto his bed. With a tired look, he glanced over to Flair's side. If you have the bending little ones. Oh, and those funny little umbrellas. I'll get them right after I check on our new patient. Pegasus hurried back from the quarantine bubble and over to Chopper's bed. With a smile, she set the tray of food down on a small stand and peered down at Chopper. Hey there, little guy, she said, voice barely above a whisper. I'm so happy you're up. We were starting to get worried. Does anything still hurt? Chopper turned his head down and flexed a few muscles. Everything carried a bit of sting to it, but was nowhere near making him pass out. Remembering his last conscious moments, he reevaluated the bandages covering his body and the sensitive skin beneath them. Not enough to be critical, he said, eyes still on his injuries. It hurt a little more to grab the blankets. He moved to get them off, but a yellow hoof stopped him. Pegasus gave him a small shake of the bed. Well, I'm really glad you can talk. Pegasus smiled to a wide, uncomfortable length. But Dr. Fluttershy says you need a few more days of rest. A few more days? Chopper stared down at his bandages again. But Brenton's 90s used to take weeks. How long was I out? Just... Fluttershy picked up the following the question. Just a few days. I mean, I asked for Twilight for help since it was an emergency, and I haven't dealt with burns that much, and I'm sorry I was just talking about me. You're the patient. Everything feels fine. Bandages not too tight. Not feeling itchy. No. Sarah replied. You say you were a doctor, right? What sort of magic can heal someone this fast? Well, Sakura showed me a lot of herbal medicines that really help. A small blush crept up the Fluttershy's face. Oh, but I'm not a real doctor. I just try to help my animal friends as much as I can. It was really hard with you, though, since I didn't know much about raccoon dogs. I'm not a raccoon dog. Chopper pointed to a clump of hoof to his horns. I'm a reindeer, see? He paused when he felt empty space between his horns. His eyes widened when he tapped a hoof against his head. A bit of sweat formed along with his forehead. My hat! He said, Where's my hat? I'm sorry, Fluttershy lowered her head. If I knew you were going to get up, I would have gotten it for Mary. It's fine? Chopper asked, so intense leaving his face. Yeah, it was in pretty bad shape when I found you, but luckily Rarity was able to fix it up. I'm not saying the next line. Thank you, Chopper sniffled. It's really important. Well, I'm glad I could help. Fluttershy pushed the tray of food a little closer to bed. Now, why don't you eat up while I go get Discord's things? She pressed her face a little closer to his. Oh, and then when you're done, if it's not too much trouble, I'd love to hear about reindeers. I've never seen one before, and none of the bugs said they could talk. This is just so exciting. She backed away, confident in her hull while straightening out her face. I'll, be right back.
Hello, I am Dash. A pleasure to meet you, Fluttershy.
Oh, pleasure to meet you, Mr. Reindeer. She floated out of the room, leaving Chopper with Discord. He reached out a hoof and grabbed the drink first, the cooling sensation of feeling incredibly relieving on his throat. Starting to cut down, he moved to get the soup, but a small chuckle stopped him. He glanced up to see Discord looking at him with a smirk. My, aren't you a strange pet? Discord mused before hacking into his bare paw. I'm not a pet, Chopper said, feeling goosebumps on his arms again. Really? Discord reached up behind his back and pulled out a small scrap of paper. Discord's own silly face with his tongue wagging out as a tiny tub of cotton candy stared back at Chopper. Discord chuckled and summoned a pair of oversized glasses to his face. This cold must be making me delirious, then, since it clearly says pet, and you're worth 50 berries. Not that it matters much here. I do like the whole cotton candy lover thing, though. I'm worth more than 50 berries! Chopper bowed his head and grinned.
I'm a real pirate, I swear.
Oh, are you now? Discards Grand Wyan. My, first he seems to have a thing associated with all sorts of rogues. He had to his shoulders. Now, if only all of you were here, then I could really have some fun.
What makes you say that?
Oh, so many things. From one purveyor of chaos to another, your little crew has my compliments. Just thinking about all this stunts your catapults in Marineford makes me feel better. Maybe I'll disguise some of the news as a bedtime story for Fluttershy to tell me.
Wait, that's the headquarters of the Navy. Luffy couldn't have gone there alone.
Oh, but he did. I suppose a Butts is the most heinous of vital criminals ate him. Doesn't count as alone, though. This guard wiped away a tear from his eye, only for the drop of water to turn into a red, throbbing welt on his bare paw. His melancholic look dissolved to a scowl for a brief moment, when he grabbed a bottle and doused the new affliction with a pink syrupy substance. Then he sank back to his bed, propping himself up on various multi-hued and abstract pillows. It really does make me proud to see that people like your captain still exist to cause so much disorder. This guard continued before he pulled out a stack of newspapers. That's not even getting into the really juicy stuff.
I don't know what you're talking about.
A bit of sweat trickled down Chopper's face. He tried to push off the bed, but the stinging sensation multiplied, making his fists swim. With a huff, he gently lowered himself back down to the pillows.
Is Luffy still a king?
He asked after catching his breath.
What about the rest of my crew?
Discard waited to figure out. That'll be spoiling the fun. He crumpled the newspapers inward, turning them into large birds that swirled around his head, before dive-bombing his ears and disappearing into them. He scrunched up his face and let out a deep cough. Chaos and colds do not mix well. He grumbled before a toothy grin returned to his face. Now, I can't just tell you everything that happened all at once. You'd probably do some big, oh that's impossible deal and worry Fluttershy. Besides, I think we can both help each other out. You probably want to get back to your friends, and I want to get better. So how about we make a deal?
What sort of deal?
Nothing much. Just helping me get back on my feet. This guard glanced down his hind legs, claw and hoof. Oh, and keep quiet about your whole pirate thing. There's some ponies that think you're a bad influence. After all, the way this author is going, I'm surprised that Celestia agreed to redeem me. I'm surprised Celestia didn't just ask for my statue to be bashed upside the head, or when Twilight ascended, that she didn't condemn Twilight for messing up that spell, and for her to try to imprison Twilight in her castle. Seriously, what the heck? Even I think what you're doing to Celestia is a bit much. We're buff now. We need to rest, even if it is a complete bore. Fluttershy came back a little later, waking Chopper from his nap. She lightly flapped into the room, hovering just over the floorboards. Dangling over from her was a foreleg with a bag filled with colorful straws, but in various directions, and tiny drink umbrellas. And the other was a second bag. This one was sealed and almost as big as Chopper. Yet, despite the weight, Fluttershy only appeared to be breathing a little heavily. She headed the second bag down to a door, reached around the saddlebags on her back. A purple glow around them caused her to pause. Encased in the same light of her aura, a key flew out of the bag and into the door's keyhole.
Here, let me get that.
A new pony trotted into the room, her horn glistening the same color as the key and bags. Like Fluttershy, she also had wings on her back, but chose to walk instead. Chopper watched with wide eyes as the key withdrew itself from the door and slid back into Fluttershy's possession.
Thank you, Twilight.
Fluttershy murmured.
You didn't have to.
It's the least I could do, Twilight replied.
I'm surprised you're an Alicorn in this chapter.
Yeah, I think the author is just messing around with continuity at random by this point. Her head twisted over to Chopper, a wide smile spreading across her face. Galloping over, she stopped at the foot of the bed, but craned her neck a little closer to him. Chopper glanced down at her gaze, draping the covers over his shoulder while exposing the rest of his body.
Fascinating,
Twilight remarked.
Among his Mr. a deer and primate characteristics. You wouldn't happen to be an undiscovered species of raccoon dog, would you? Another raccoon dog!
Chopper pulled it closer over his shoulder.
I'm a reindeer. Twilight.
Fluttershy moved over to his bed.
I told you he doesn't like being called that.
Twilight paused and shook her head. She inhaled deeply and extended a hoof over to Chopper. Sorry about that. My name is Twilight Sparkle. I'm glad to see that the burn and heal spell worked out as well as it did.
Right.
Chopper looked up at Twilight.
Wait, when you say spell, was that also the thing your horn was doing?
Yes, again. Very pleased it worked successfully. I was a tiny bit worried that you might turn into a giant callus. Twilight let out a strange chuckle. Anyway, I wanted to check in on you. I have so many questions I have. Provided it's okay with Fluttershy.
A little time with others is good medicine, too.
Fluttershy scooped up the now empty utensils by Chopper's bed.
It really helps me and Rainbow Dash become friends.
Balancing the bowl and the cup on top of her bed, she tried out of her room. Twilight and Chopper watched her leave, and both jumped out in loud, cacophony of sounds that sounded like a cat being squeezed through a sink disposal. They all stared at Discord, fast asleep. The horrific noise calling out of his mouth and slipping past the massive snot bubble that dangled from his nose. Twilight shot him a glare, and the chaotic snoring came to an end.
What exactly is he?
Chopper asked.
I mean, unicorns and Pegasi are a bit odd, but he doesn't even look like something that might actually be alive.
Sometimes I wonder, Twilight grumbled before bringing her head closer to Chopper's. He's a Draconequus, so he's a hodgepodge of all sorts of creatures with their powers. At least he's sick for now. Can't cause too much trouble. Just be careful. If you're lucky, he'll try to play some mean tricks on you. Chopper gazed at Discord for a moment, snot bubble growing or streaking between his breasts.
I'll keep that in mind. Anyway, these spells you mentioned, is there any way to replicate without a horn?
Twilight blinked. What makes you say that?
You know, someone with my degree of injury in just a few days is incredible. If I could learn skills like that, maybe...
Chopper trailed off and lowered his head.
Maybe I wouldn't be here right now.
Twilight frowned a little. I don't quite follow.
It's a really long story.
Chopper looked up and offered Twilight a small grin.
You'll be okay. As soon as I'm better, I'll be on my way.
Well, hopefully you can learn more about your species before then. Twilight flashed a smile. Perhaps, in exchange for a small zoological study, I could give you some medicine bugs and introduce you to a zebra friend of mine.
Zebra?
Yes, actually. First, and I got some help from her to take care of you in Discord. I'm still amazed she can mix posters with no aftertaste. Even I can't imagine this and that. Twilight stared at Chopper with a gleam in her eyes. So, you're a kind of reindeer. Yet, all the books I've seen have listed your taxicomic family as quadrupedal. That's quite a distinction.
I did walk out on 4 hooves, but then I need to...
Chopper paused at the sight of Discord, miming behind Twilight. He pulled a tongue across his lips into a sealed zipper.
A special fruit.
Twilight raised an eyebrow. A fruit? I don't quite follow. You're saying a fruit is responsible for you being bipedal?
It'd be easier if I showed you.
Chopper took a deep breath and shifted his body around, horns elongating, and his limbs stretched out while the fur on his chest up to his head thickened. It stung a little as his torso grew out along the bed, going from a round shape to a streamline from a slightly slimmer from Twilight's build. Oh my stars! Twilight exclaimed, drawing her head closer to Chopper. A non-magical transformation ability! How wonderful! You have to tell me how it works.
I'm, kid.
Chopper looked over Twilight's shoulder to see Discord bobbing his head up and down, his chest somehow compressing down to a tiny glass of water.
It's a devil fruit.
Discord gave a small chuckle. Twilight's butt around was met with him peacefully sleeping. She turned her attention back to Chopper. Devil fruit, she pursed her lips. Sounds like something out of the Everfree, but it appears you have had its abilities for a while. So it can shift you between a natural reindeer and that other shape?
Yeah.
Chopper let down his long gay legs.
It's like there's something I need to check.
Taking a breath, he stood in his body again. The fur on his chest thinned and lightened in color to match the rest of his coat, while the hair on his head lifted into a brown crotched mane that hid his streaking antlers. They receded to his skull. The fur of his tail grew out of it for a switch back and forth. There were 4 small paws in his host rounded out, and keratin filled it, cloven gas in them. Finally, 6 of his flying skin a pinkish hue, and they were half-filled beaker as the cherry blossoms appeared. Incredible! Twilight guessed, and even gives you a cutie mark.
A what?
Chopper glanced down his flanks.
This thing?
Looks like we'll need to compare some notes. Twilight's horn lit up, and a stack of blank papers coupled with some writing materials popped into existence. Floated over to a stand by Chopper's bed. I can write for both of us, if it's too difficult. The sun was beginning to set by the time Twilight got out the stool, so he hauled over to the bedside. While Fur and Chopper's jaws were soaring, each of them had bundles of filled pages at their sides. Sketches of pony and reindeer anatomy dotted them alongside rough pictures of fruit and vials of medicine. Twilight brought them up into the air and divided them in two halves, folding the larger stack onto her back, leaving the other one beside Chopper. This has all been very informative, she said with a smile. We could really make some amazing scientific breakthroughs with everything you've told me.
I can say the same,
Chopper replied, before taking a sip of the insulin-used flashlight I brought a few minutes ago.
all the plans and cures you listed would be indispensable for future doctors.
Well, I'll let you rest now. Twilight turned it right over to Discord's quarantine bubble. Flashlight sat next to it. One of her holes extended into a tube, giving the contestant narcotics a back rub. I think I spent enough time here, and Spike's probably getting tired of working in the library alone. You okay?
Oh, definitely.
Flashlight replied.
Having everyone awake makes taking them so much easier.
Okay then. She swung over to the door and opened it brief. Really good at the back of the room. Thank you for everything. Chopper, I hope your recovery goes well. She furrowed her brow. You too, Discord. The walk back to the library breezed by Twilight, aided by the skip in her step, getting a grin of pleasure across her face. The thought of corroborating new notes he had gained today with the research he gathered back at the library made her wings switch upwards with each step, eliminating debunked hypothesis, correcting earlier observations, and getting closer to a complete paper filled with rarity. That wasn't even getting into what she could do now say about the physical evidence. Twilight skated to a stop, banging her head to the library's door. She fronted to let out a groan. Twilight? Spike opened the door. Was the weird monkey dog thing that disappointing? Was it just one of Discord's tricks? No. Twilight swung her hand low and shuffled inside.
It's very informative. Quite smart, but a little excitable. Kind of reminds me of a certain assistant I know.
Oh, come on, Twilight! Spike bowed his head to try to hide the bluster's face. So what was the melodrama earlier?
Oh, I went over and kicked that fake Celestia's ass for trying to imitate my mentor.
Twilight marched over to the table inside the main room. It was covered in notes, sketches, beakers, and all sorts of manner of scientific instruments. Many depicted Chopper and highlight various aspects of his anatomy, while others contained long lists of chemical equations. In the center of all the research, resulting in a petri dish, was an orange spear about the size of a golf ball.
This,
Twilight pointed at the ball.
I was so caught up in talking with him that I even forgot to ask about it.
Couldn't you just ask tomorrow?
Yes.
Twilight visited, staring at the ball.
But I want to know now! There's so many ingredients in it that I don't even recognize.
We only got 2 left, and I haven't seen it have any effect on the control groups at all. Why don't you just try it then?
Spike.
Twilight saw him look.
You can't just eat something and hope for the best. Remember what happened when Apple Bloom tried that?
Spike chuckled a little, but stopped when Twilight glared at him. He had his shoulders aside. Turning away, he walked over to the stairs and began ascending them. I still don't think it could be that bad, he said at the top of the stairs, especially given some of our past experiments. He slipped out to the bedroom, leaving Twilight alone. She looked back at a tiny little spear dead on the ground. As the star was still burned to the ground, albeit a bit faded, staring at its tendons still down her spine. She gave her head a shake and turned her attention to the rest of the library. She smiled seeing the neat shelves, clean desk, and only a small stack of books that needed to be reordered. Just as she took a step over to the return rack, the door burst open. A shower of confetti and streamers paved Pinkie Pie's entrance as she waddled in. On her back rested a large bag filled to the brim with Celestia knows what. Despite the hefty size and sweat on her brow, Pinkie wore a smile on her face. She took a few more steps to the library. She bounced the bag off her back, and it landed on the ground next to her with a squeak rather than a thud.
Pinkie!
Twilight looked over her.
Glad to see you're all back. How was your trip? Are your parents well? Rock solid.
Pinkie said, giving the bag a smack to produce a drum beat.
It was a really great time, but...
A loud growl erupted from Pinkie's stomach. She blessed a piece of hoof over it.
I'm a bit hungry.
Well, Spike's usually the one that cooks, but I can't... Twilight stopped, watching Pinkie's eyes widen and honing on something behind her. A bit of drool dripped down her face as she bent to her knees, ready to pounce. Twilight dared to glance back and realized her work desk was right behind her. "No, Pinky!" Pinky yelled and dove for the desk. "Pinky, no!" A bolt of magic raced out Twilight's horn and covered Pinky just as she brought her teeth down on the spear. The current echoed across the room. With a paling face, Twilight rushed over to Pinky while keeping her held in place with a spell. "Pinky, that was research!" she moaned. "I didn't even know what that could have done to you." "But you made it." Pinky looked down to avoid Twilight's glare. "Right?" "Gah!" Twilight placed a hoof against her head. "It's too long of a story to explain." "Would it help if I said you should make it less talky?" Pinky flashed Twilight a sheepish grin. Twilight hefted her shoulders and sighed, putting her eyes on the ground. Magic around Pinky dispersed as she fell to the ground. Picking herself up, she will slowly move over to Twilight and reached out a hoof to her. "I'm super duper sorry, Twilight. I'll be sure to make it up to you. Free muffins for chicken cube corn for a week. Is that okay?" "It's fine." Twilight lifted her head up. "I've got a few more samples on." Twilight's jaw slackened. She blinked and rubbed her eyes. Concerned, Pinky set her head to the side, loosening a curl from her fluffy mane. As the glanced up, it was met with strands of simmering yellow hair. "Huh? Pinky!" Twilight yelled. "Oh my stars! I need to take notes! Tell me everything you're feeling now!" Pinky brought a hoof to her now blonde mane. She jumped back when the pink fur was overtaken by white. "A little bit worried." She let out a small cry and leapt into the air, her whole body suddenly turning white. She rushed over to the shelf and started rubbing her back against it. Twilight followed over her. "Pinky, what's wrong?" "Itchy." She drove back against the shelf, moving like a bird until she came to a sudden stop and fell to the ground with a sigh. Much better." Twilight stared in silence. Jutting out of Pinky's back were two fully formed Pegasus wings, the feathers slightly ruffled by the impromptu use of the bookshelf as a back scratcher. "My back feels kind of weird, though, like I've got extra legs or—" One wing drifted downward into Pinky's view. A massive smile spread across her face as she jumped up, hovering in the air for a brief moment before crashing down. "Wings! I got wings! How weird is that?" Twilight gave her head a shake and trotted over to Pinky. "It's up there with other non-Discord moments. Full pony type shift and coloration change. Does anything else feel different?" "Well..." Pinky screwed her fist for a moment, sticking her tongue. "Feels really nice being so light after carrying all this stuff. Probably gonna be super tired, though, with all that neat sciencey tests allowed to do. Snuggling up under the fuzzy covers is gonna be great." The rest of Pinky's face was drowned out by her fur exploding outwards, turning pink once more along with her mane. Twilight tried to leap out of the way, but the fur surged forward and crept her up, eventually stopping when it took over a few feet of space. The only signs of a massive ball of hair had been once upon it were 4 sets of hooves on the ground, Pinky's face. It was poking out of the fluff. As he glanced up and saw that Twilight's head also stuck out, and stared at her with a mixture of confusion and slaying annoyance. "Oh my gosh. Look at her! She's so fluffy and pink!" Oh, I forgot to review the Zoro chapter. It was decent. Zoro, of course, stole most of the show, so it once again felt like there was no point in having Trixie there at all. And Trixie's last part, the last half, was the best freaking part! Still, I'm not going to finish this. I'm not going to review this particular chapter because apparently it's not completed.